This is a documentary prepared for you by Holt International Ethiopia, the organization and the people who have had the pleasure and privilege of taking care of you before you left for the US. We believe that this documentary will help you remember Ethiopia and the few months you spent with us. Ethiopia is a country located in East Africa. It is the oldest independent nation in Africa that has never been colonized. Ethiopian history dates back to 3,000 years. Earliest legends suggest that it was from northern Ethiopia that the Queen of Sheba, who was mentioned in the Old Testament, went to Jerusalem to visit King Solomon. The Aksum obelisks that were erected in the 4th century AD, the churches of Lalibela, hewn out of huge rocks in the 13th century AD, and the castles of Gondar, built in the 17th century in the town of Gondar, are existing witnesses of Ethiopia's ancient and Middle Age civilization and architectural advancement. Ethiopia is the second most populated country in Africa. It has a total population of 77 million in 2006. There are more than 80 ethnic groups in the country with 80 different languages and colorful cultures. Ethiopians are religious people known for their patriotic pride and warm hospitality. Ethiopia is the only nation in Africa with its own alphabet, numbers, as well as calendar that is by 7.5 years behind. Ethiopia is a land where human beings lived 4.5 million years ago. In 1974, archaeologists found Lucy, the oldest complete human fossil in northeast Ethiopia. Ethiopia has 7 endemic mammals and 28 endemic birds. The northern and central parts of the country are highlands and mountains, while the peripheries are lowlands. The highest peak in Ethiopia is the Ras Dashen, which is 15,157 feet above sea level, and the lowest point is the Dalol Depression, which drops 380 feet below sea level. Several large rivers flow across the country. These are the Blue Nile Falls. The capital of Ethiopia, Addis Ababa, is found in the central part of the country. It is a metropolitan city and the seat of continental and international organizations like the African Union and the UN Economic Commission for Africa. The head office of Hold International Ethiopia is found in Addis Ababa. This organization is working under Hold International in the United States with the goal of helping needy children. Most of the children adopted through the organization have lost one or both of their birth parents, while others are found abandoned by their parents who are in a very difficult situation to raise them. Hold International Ethiopia has a foster care center in Addis Ababa where the children stay for a few months until they meet with their adoptive parents. Hold International Ethiopia Addis Ababa Foster Care Center provides an outstanding child care service in a home-like environment.
The importance of the preservation and collection of information regarding a child's origin and identity are clearly stated in international conventions on the rights of a child. As stipulated by the conventions, this information should be made accessible to each child. According to Article 7 of the UN Convention on the Rights of the Child shall have the right from birth to a name, the right to acquire a nationality, and, as far as possible, the right to know his or her parents. Article 8 of the same convention says, "States parties undertake to respect the right of the child to preserve his or her identity." Similarly, Article 30, Sub-Article 1 of the Convention on Protection of Children and Cooperation in respect of intercountry adoption says, "The competent authorities of a contracting state shall ensure that information held by them concerning the child's origin, in particular information concerning the identity of his or her parents, as well as the medical history, is preserved." Sub-Article 2 of the same article says, "They shall ensure that the child or his or her representative has access to such information." It is generally believed that when a child is adopted by a family from a country that is different from his or her birth country, more attention has to be given to educating and preparing adoptive families to embrace the child's birth country and ethnicity as valued and necessary to assure the well-being of the adopted child.